Hello, Henry from Belgium here. Today, I've got a smaller town set on the table. 6354, Pursuit Squad from 1990. You can immediately tell from the box that it's a set from that era. The artwork, the yellow border, and the large Legoland logo are all typical for that time. Pursuit Squad is a classic police line set, the kind you would often see in the late 80s and early 90s. It's a compact box, but it comes with several vehicles that together form a small intervention unit. On the sides of the box, you can see several small scenes with the set in action, and on the back, there are a few suggestions for alternate builds. LEGO released a lot of police sets during that period, and this is one you could use anywhere, on the road, at the harbor, or right in the middle of your town layout. Depending on how you count everything individually, you end up with around 170 parts. They're all fairly classic pieces, the basic bricks and plates you expect from that period. What immediately stands out are the blue windows. Those give the set a more modern look, at least for the year 1990. I also noticed a life jacket, which was a new element at the time and first produced in that year, and a few nice bricks with printed details. There are 3 minifigures included in the set, each with their own specific role. The first one is the officer with the white cap, clearly the more official figure of the group. He looks like the one coordinating things on the ground. Then we have the 2 officers with white helmets and trans-light blue visors. These are the action-oriented figures. One is placed with the motorcycle, and the other is shown in the cockpit of the helicopter. What's interesting is that all 3 minifigures still use the classic smiley face. LEGO had already introduced more detailed faces in 1989 with the Pirates theme, but for the town line, they deliberately kept the neutral, simple expression for a few more years. The instructions come in a handy, compact booklet, measuring about 13.7 by 10.5 centimeters. Unfortunately, many people at the time thought it was a good idea to punch holes in their manuals and store them in a binder. And that's exactly what happened to this one. As a collector, I prefer them untouched, but in this case, it's not a big deal. This is a common set, and the manual is still easy to find. I've seen these punch holes on much rarer pirate and castle sets as well, and in those cases, it feels a bit regrettable, of course. The booklet has 12 pages, and the drawings are very clear. In total, you build 4 vehicles, or actually 5, if you count the trailer separately. So there is quite a lot to put together, much more than you would initially expect from such a compact set. I'll start with the motorcycle. Its base is the familiar motorcycle town body, produced from 1983 onward, and a piece that brings back memories for many collectors. This particular model uses the version with trans-clear wheels. The earlier variants from before 1987 still had the red inner hubs. The bike has studs on all sides where you can attach accessories. In some sets, LEGO went quite far with that, adding plates, bricks, antennas, and small extensions, while in other sets, almost nothing was used. Here it's somewhere in between. Not all studs are utilized, which I think is a bit of a missed opportunity. A small trans-light blue brick as an extra light would have been a nice touch. What really gives the motorcycle its character, though, are the printed tiles. Those little details make sure this isn't just a generic bike, but a proper part of the police theme. Next, I'm going to build the 4x4 truck. Where LEGO used to work with complete wheel assemblies with fixed rims and tires, here everything is supplied as separate parts. In total, this wheel setup consists of 10 individual elements. It may seem like a small detail, but it offers far more possibilities for alternate builds and custom vehicles. The rest of the build consists of classic plates that you gradually puzzle together. Of course, the familiar mudguards, doors, and steering wheel are also present. I really like that they chose a bracket with 4 studs at the front. That means I can mount not only the headlights there, but also a grille. There's a small cargo bed as well, meant for accessories, and the typical openable roof section, which also carries some of the set's decoration. It's a nice, sturdy design, and once again, the printed tiles add a lot of character. The only thing I'm missing a bit is a clip with an extra walkie-talkie. I noticed that one will appear later on the helicopter, but when it comes to communication equipment, I always prefer having a pair. A single walkie-talkie in a set like this feels a bit odd to me. You need two to actually communicate with each other. In the meantime, I'm also building the trailer, using the slightly rarer light grey elements combined with a few black plates and tiles. I think that's a good choice. It adds realism and a nice subtle color accent. The combination of a toe ball socket with a modified plate with a long toe ball was used quite often in that period, and it offers plenty of play possibilities and story options. When I'm building the boat, the first thing I notice is that there's no outboard motor. Instead, LEGO uses a combination of headlight bricks and cones to suggest the engine at the back. The blue windscreen is fantastic. It gives the boat a very clean and cool look. A lever, or an extra navigation type brick, could have been a nice addition in my opinion. The life jacket is a great extra though, and once again, the printed brick helps to give this little model its own identity. The last vehicle I'm going to build is the helicopter. Clips in secondhand sets are often replaced by newer versions or different types. Because I've encountered that so many times, I always pay extra attention to them now. The modified 1x1 plate with a U-clip exists in 4 different variants, and on Bricklink, you can easily check which one should be in your specific set. Very often I come across Type C, where it should actually be Type B, and that's also the case here. The helicopter uses quite a few small plates and bricks, more than you'd expect at first glance. What also stands out is the high level of finishing. There are extra searchlights mounted under the slightly rarer light grey bars. There's a walkie-talkie, a camera with a tape recorder print, and once again we get printed police elements. In this case, they're not panels or tiles, but 1x2 printed bricks. The trans light blue canopy remains the real eye-catcher. This cockpit piece was used in several sets from that period, not only in police models, but also in fire and medical themes. Once assembled, the model has that unmistakable early 90s profile that LEGO used for years in their rescue themes. It's compact, sturdy, and clearly designed with play in mind, exactly what you expect from a town helicopter of this period. Now that you see everything together, it becomes clear how complete this set actually is, despite its compact size. You get land, water, and air support in a single box, and each vehicle has just enough detail to feel purposeful without becoming complicated. The printed bricks, the trans light blue elements, and even the small accessories give the whole set a very distinct early 1990s town identity, and this is one of those sets you can drop straight into any layout. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you want to see more of my collection, subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.